Does it seem unlikely to you that the gospel message of peace, hope, and God's unlimited love is shown through a very vulnerable moment? A young pregnant mother, traveling with her soon-to-be husband, ready to give birth, away from their home, and unable to be taken in or welcomed by anyone? Does this Christmas story connect to our own vulnerable stories? One of our friends in Houston, who witnessed Hurricane Harvey, helps us make the connection.
As you probably can tell by my accent, I was not born and raised in Houston, Texas. I was basically born and raised in Louisville, near Louisville, Kentucky. I was particularly deeply touched when I heard about the story of an ICU nurse whose home was totally surrounded by floodwaters and who walked 1 mile through treacherous floodwaters to take care of vulnerable patients in the ICU. I was particularly struck by one of our employees and her husband. They took their boat and went through their neighborhood community rescuing people. They covered a 5-block area and took in the neighbors and their furry friends. And a final deeply touching story, which I think really exemplifies the Christmas message, is this lady had to mandatorily evacuate her home. And then she stayed with some friends for several days. But when she was able to move back in her home, after receiving this generosity by her friends, this lady reciprocated by inviting strangers that were rescued and staying in a shelter, inviting them to stay in her home while they sought temporary housing. That, to me, is the true meaning of a contemporary Christmas.
Within our lives and our work, we experience or witness vulnerable moments like this. These moments root us in what is important in our lives, bring us back to the basics. We are all vulnerable. And in these storied moments of vulnerability, as we serve in healthcare or as we live with our neighbors in our communities, it seems unlikely, even unfathomable, that we are our most human when we are most vulnerable with others. The Christmas story is a cornerstone story that peace, hope, love, and our humanity are fulfilled when we turn to one another.
Thanks for joining us for these Christmas stories. And on behalf of Catholic Health Initiatives, I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas.